So, Amazon got sued. At the date of this recording, it is October 11th, 2023, and Amazon got sued on September 26th, 2023, by the FTC. um, I don't know how this is not surprising to me, but let's get into it. The FTC sues Amazon for legally maintaining monopoly power. The Federal Trade Commission and 17 other states joined today to sue Amazon Incorporated, alleging that online retail and the technology company is a monopolist that uses a set of interlocking anti-competitive and unfair strategies to legally maintain its monopoly power. The FTC and its state partners say that Amazon's actions allow it to stop rivals and sellers from lowering prices, degrade quality for shoppers, overcharge sellers, and stifle innovation, and prevent rivals from fairly competing against Amazon. Our complaint lays out how Amazon has used a set of punitive and coercive tactics to unlawfully maintain its monopolies, said the FTC chair Lena M. Khan. The complaint sets forth detailed allegations, noting how Amazon is exploiting its monopoly power to enrich itself while raising prices and degrading service for tens of millions of Americans who shop on this platform and the hundreds of thousands of businesses that rely on Amazon to reach them. Today's lawsuits seek to hold Amazon to account for these monopolistic practices and restore the lost promise of free and fair competition. Let's get into it. The FTC and states allege that Amazon's anti-competitive conduct occurs in two markets: the online superstore market that serves shoppers, and the market for online marketplace services, purchase by sellers, conditioning sellers' ability to obtain prime eligibility for their products, a virtual necessity for doing business on Amazon. Sellers using Amazon's costly fulfillment service, which has made it substantially more expensive for sellers on Amazon to also offer their products on other platforms. This unlawful coercion has in turn limited competitors' ability to effectively compete against Amazon. Amazon also has been being involved in illegal exclusionary conduct, but that makes it impossible for competitors to gain a foothold. And one of they have three different ways of achieving this. The first one is degrading the customer experience by replacing relevant organic search results with paid advertisements and deliberately increasing junk ads that worsen search quality and frustrate both shoppers seeking products and sellers who are promised a return on their advertising purchase. And they've also been biasing Amazon's search results to prefer Amazon's own products over ones that that Amazon knows are better quality. And they've also been charging costly fees on hundreds of thousands of sellers that currently have no choice but to rely on Amazon to stay in business. And what the examples, as you can see on the article, says that they have to pay monthly fees, and they also have to pay 50% of their total revenue to Amazon. 50%, by the way, is a huge fucking chunk. And the states that are being involved in this lawsuit are Delaware, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts, Michigan, Connecticut, Minnesota, New Jersey, New Hampshire, New Mexico, Nevada, New York, Oklahoma, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, and Wisconsin. So, after reading this, you guys might be saying, hey, if Amazon is so bad, then why don't they just go to some other competitor? Why don't they go to a place like eBay? Well, to answer your question, they've actually had this exact question. They have a bunch of graphs detailing more into why it's rigged. So let's go through this real quick. Amazon has a durable and dominant share of their online marketplace services, according to commercially available data sources and as illustrated in Figure 15. By the way, this is Figure 15. This is it right here. Anyway, Amazon has maintained a market share of greater than 66% of marketplace sales as measured in GMV across all tracked marketplaces since at least 2018, and that share grew more than 71% by 2022. Alright, Amazon has a dominant share of the online marketplace services market. Amazon has a durable and dominant share of the online marketplace services market, according to commercially available data sources and as illustrated in Figure 15. This is Figure 15, by the way. Amazon has maintained a market share of greater than 66% of marketplace sales as measured by GMV across all tracked marketplaces since 2018, and that share grew more than 71% by 2022. So this is the entirety of Amazon's marketplace sales. And if you're confused by Amazon Marketplace, it's literally just the Amazon website, the place where you get where you buy stuff. So this website, Amazon Marketplace, right here, all right. This website where you buy all the stuff from, they were making in 2018 66.2% of all sales in their marketplace, which is $103 billion. In 2019, they were making $127 billion, which is 68.8% of all sales in Amazon's marketplace. In 2022, they were making $182 billion, which is 68.4% of all sales on the marketplace. In 2021, $226 billion worth of sales, which is 70.5%. And in 2022, they were making $250 billion, which is 71.7% of all Amazon Marketplace sales. So on this website alone, they were making 71% of all sales. With like, do you see how crazy that is? All this stuff that's on this front page, most of it most of it wasn't even 50% of the sales. Amazon was making 70%, more than 70% actually. And this was last year. We're already almost at the end of 2023. And imagine what they're making now, you know? So, as you can tell, Amazon has been making the majority of profits and sales on their own marketplace. So, now, here comes the statistics about their competitors. In 2021, sales by sellers on Amazon's online marketplace accounted for an estimated 226 billion in GMV, more than 5 times the estimated amount sold by sellers on eBay's online marketplace, and more than 34 times in the estimated amount sold by sellers on Walmart's online U.S. marketplace. Amazon's market share across all tracked retail marketplace dominates, which means that through every single other market out there, at least a retail or online marketplace, Amazon has always been dominating by a huge margin. And as it says right here, Amazon is continuing to outgrow everybody. And it says it in Figure 16, which is right here. Figure 16. And let's look at this graph. So, in 2016, Amazon was making 58.9% of all e-commerce sales compared to eBay, which was 27%, and Walmart being 9%, 0.9%, and any other website being 13.2%. So in just 2016, Amazon was already dominating. Amazon was making 50, if not, if you round it up, 60% of all e-commerce sales just in 2016. Already huge number. But let's keep going. 2017, Amazon was making 61.6% of all e-commerce sales, compared to eBay, which is at 23.1%, and Walmart at 1.1%. 2018, Amazon was making 66.2% of all sales, while eBay was at 17.7% and Walmart at 1.3%. 2019, Amazon was making 68.8%, while eBay was way behind at 14.1% and Walmart at 1.6%. 2020, Amazon still has a huge foothold in the market, like making 68.4%, while eBay is dwindling at 14.3% and Walmart at 2.2%. 2021, Amazon's at 70.5%, while eBay is at 12.4% and Walmart just a mere 2%. 2022, Amazon is taking 71.7% of all e-commerce sales compared to eBay, which is literally 10%, and Walmart 2%. All right. And so for the argument that companies can just go to eBay or Amazon's competitors if Amazon's treating them unfairly, if you look at this graph, it says it all. There are no competitors to go to. eBay isn't even competing against Amazon because Amazon owns 70% of the market. And like 70% of all sales is going to Amazon, you know? Which means it is basically forcing companies to use Amazon because if you have let's say that for example, right? Let's just put this in retrospective, right? Before all this other graph shit. Let's just put this in perspective. Let's say I'm making a company, which is a toy company, right? We make kids toys, right? And let's say I make handmade toy trains with engines inside of them, right? Quality trains selling for $35 on Amazon, right? First of all, we'd have to pay a huge fee monthly just to be on Amazon. And then secondly, because we're competing against Amazon, because Amazon, like in this example, right? In this example, Amazon is selling their own toy trains as well. And so because of that, all of Amazon's cool toy trains are going to be sold on the front page, right? And so because everyone else is selling toy trains too, I would be kicked down way into the fourth page. So Amazon is selling these like $40 up to $20 trains, right? On the front page, right? And these trains are worse quality, like these $20 trains are just manufactured, mass-produced trains, and while these more quality ones, which are $40, that have a lot more to them, is not is farther back. All right, so in this case, right, the whole front page is just filled with crappier, cheaper engine trains that are made by Amazon, right? They're cheaper and they are easier to produce, right? And because they're owned by Amazon, they're on the front page, right? And so, with your company, with your handmade toy trains, because you're competing against Amazon, Amazon would intentionally set you back, and so the first page would just be Amazon products, Amazon toy trains. And then the second page would just be advertisements. It would just be advertisements of companies who already paid an enormous amount of money to get on the higher pages. And so because of that, because you're a small business and you're making homemade delicate toy trains, right? With engines on them, and because you're a small business, you don't have that money to get on the higher pages. And so the second page is going to be filled with advertisements. So not only is the first page just pure Amazon products, but the second one's going to be advertisements, and then the third one's going to be even more advertisements. And then by the time you go to the fourth page, you get like at the end of the page is going to be your toy trains that you're selling for $35. And you know how people are. Most people don't even go to the second page when they search stuff up on Google. So how do you expect people to go to the fourth page on Amazon? And that's the problem. So because not only are you rarely getting your products found because you're deeper in the search results. But in the rare chance that people do find your product and people do actually buy it, 50% of that $35 would go directly to Amazon. So so because of that, half of your profits are just being cut to Amazon, despite Amazon screwing you over. And then not only that, but you are being charged huge fees monthly, weekly, or yearly over and over again just to be on the platform. And because you know that if you were to try to take your business elsewhere, and because Amazon has such a huge cut in the market, you're basically forced to stay on Amazon. So, like, you see this graph, like the graph says it all. Like, sure, you might be like, hey, I don't like Amazon because Amazon has been basically screwing me over. Amazon's been making it so I can't sell my toy trains well. Amazon's been making it so that I have to pay them a lot of money just to be there, and Amazon keeps taking a lot from my profits. Maybe I'll go to eBay. But well, in this world, in this world, you'd be severely screwed over, right? Like let's say you just take your toy trains and you're like, hey, Amazon is screwing me over. They're making it hard for people to find my products. They're making it they're giving me huge fees just to be there, right? And they're also taking 50% of everything I earn. This is unfair. I'm gonna go to eBay, right? But the graph says it all already. Amazon makes 71% of all e-commerce sales. 71%. And look at eBay, 10%, right? So in this case, if you do somehow decide to go to Amazon, even if you somehow decide to go to eBay, despite the huge risk to it, you would be making significantly less than if you were on Amazon, because Amazon takes all the sales, most of the sales at least. Like at this point, you have to stay with Amazon because eBay is only making a mere 10%. At 10%, while Amazon's making 70%. And in the perspective of a business, that's too much of a risk to take. You're not even guaranteed success. So if you go to eBay, most likely you'd be running at a loss. You'd be losing money. So in this case, with your small little toy train company, you have to go with Amazon because you can't go to eBay, you can't go to Walmart, you can't go to the other companies because they barely make anything compared to Amazon. And so because of this, it's basically forcing companies just to work with Amazon. And so because Amazon knows that they have such a huge foothold in the market, they're basically charging these absurd fees like you're getting right now. So while on eBay they don't have these huge absurd fees, with Amazon they do because Amazon knows that you have to be there with them. You have to work with them because if you don't work with them, you're out of the market. You're out of business. And that is the monopolistic attitude that Amazon has been doing. That's why Amazon's getting sued because of these types of shady business practices. Like, you cannot tell me Amazon's not a monopoly when they're making 70% of sales. Like, yeah. And there's a lot more to it too. This is just 2 pages of the lawsuits. As you like, I could scroll all the way to the end. In total, there's 172 pages, right? And I'm only showing you 2 pages out of them. So I would highly encourage that you read through this if you want. But if considering that this is a recent lawsuit, September 26th of 2023, it's better for me to wait. Like what I'm planning to do is I'm planning to probably just wait a bit. Well, at least if you guys want, I can probably just wait a couple months, see what happens, and then report back to see if they change anything. Because what the lawsuit is basically making it so that Amazon has to loosen its policies, and they have to allow for competitors to actually compete. You know. because Amazon has basically created an entirely rigged system which forces people to use their platform or just be out of business, you know? And I hope this lawsuit that actually does result in a lot of changes. And as you can see, they did get sued. It was a successful lawsuit, at least from what I can tell. But if I am wrong, please correct me. And yeah, I will link the article for you guys to go over. And yeah, thank you for listening.